Hello and welcome to this screencast. In this screencast, I'm going to show you how to write the Turbo native demo using the Micronaut framework. What is Turbo? Turbo is the heart of Hotwire, which is this alternative approach for building modern web applications without using much JavaScript and sending HTML instead of JSON over the wire. So Hotwire stands for HTML over the wire. And what's Turbo Native? The idea behind Turbo Native is how to integrate Turbo with native hybrid applications, both for iOS and Android. I'm gonna show you first of all that Hotwire has a GitHub organization named Hotwired, and inside that organization they have a Turbo Native demo application which is in the repository Turbo Native Demo. What we have done is we have ported this application, which here is written with Node. We have ported to Java, Groovy, Kotlin, and both with Maven and Gradle. And we have written a guide which shows you how to run the application and point the both iOS and Android demo applications and work against this Micronaut backend. And today I'm gonna show you the Kotlin application. So if I click here in the Kotlin Gradle guide, I can download the application. I have already done that. So I have the app here. The app is an exact port of the Turbo Native demo application, but written in this case with Kotlin. And it has things, for example, such as a controller which sleeps for 3 seconds to show you how Turbo behaves in case there is like a slow request, and we are, like, for example, applying Turbo to directly from a CDN, and this application, for example, is using Thymeleaf as a view rendering engine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run the app, and then I'm gonna the Micronaut application is gonna start in port 88. And I'm gonna show you how to run the Android demo for Turbo Native against the Micronaut backend. And in order to do that, we are gonna first go to the Hotwired GitHub organization, and there is another repository named Turbo Android. Inside that repository, there is a folder demo, which contains a demo application that will work against our Micronaut backend. I have cloned that repo to my computer. I have it here, and there is this demo folder here. This is a Gradle multi-project build. I am gonna import this into Android Studio. In fact, I have it already imported here, and in order to run the demo module against our local Micronaut backend, we're gonna have to do a couple of changes. And the first change that we're gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to open a file called constants.kt, and we're gonna change the base URL to be 0.10.0.22, which is a special alias for the host lookback interface that's gonna allow us to essentially connect with the Micronaut backend running here in my computer from the Android emulator. We are gonna have to do another change, which is to modify Android manifest. We are gonna go to Android manifest.xml, the one in demo, and in application we are gonna have to allow to use clear text traffic. So we are gonna have to add this entry to our application tag. And with these two changes, I have here a Pixel 3 emulator with API 28 running. I'm just gonna run the demo against this emulator, and we will be able to run the Turbo Native demo and connect against the Micronaut application. And now we can see features from Turbo Native, such as, for example, scroll restoration. I can click this long page with many links to other screens, and when I click a link to other screen and I come back, Turbo Native is gonna restore my scroll position. We can see other features, for example, such as following a redirect. So if I click follow a redirect, the Micronaut application, let me show you, contains a controller which does a temporary redirect to another page, and what TurboNative did is it followed that redirect and actually fetched the page and render it. We can also visit the slow controller, and if you remember, the Micronaut application was sleeping for 3 seconds, and the beauty is that Turbo will cache this page, and when we visit again, it will load the page instantly, and it will actually complete the request on the background and replace the contents once the request has completed. So you get the benefits of a great cache out of the box, and that's fantastic. And you are not only constrained to show fragments which use web views coming from the Micronaut application. You can also combine with native screens. For example, we have here a fragment which uses a recycler view. Let me show you. I'm gonna click intercept with a native view, and this is a native screen in Android. So the idea of TurboNative is that you spend your resources on working to create native screens for those screens that need more need high fidelity, and these screens that really you need to nail the user experience, and for the other screens you reuse as much as possible from the backend. And hopefully this screencast show you that Micronaut is a perfect fit for building backend applications for your Android TurboNative applications. And I'm going to point you to a couple of resources where you can learn more. We have a Micronaut guide, which are these step-by-step tutorials, which shows you how to download the TurboNative demo application in Java, Kotlin, or Groovy, and it will show you instructions how you can run the exact demo as I just did. And the other thing that I would recommend you to do is go ahead and read the Turbo documentation. Turbo is really an exciting technology, whether you want to use it in combination with hybrid Android applications or just for pure web applications. So visit the Turbo documentation, visit the Micronaut guide for TurboNative, and visit also the Micronaut views documentation for integrating with Turbo. And Micronaut has some extra features that will make your Turbo experience nicer when working with JVM languages such as the one supported by Micronaut. And that's all that I have for you today. Thanks a lot for watching, and hopefully you can build great TurboNative applications which consume Micronaut backends. Thanks.